we tend to prefer our little echo chambers, and the internet's full of them. Just go in and you get agreement and lots of likes. But here you're not going to get all the likes, which is interesting. So you put your ideas up and you might get them challenged. Well, that's actually enriching.
Yeah, which is kind of what we find with each other.
Yeah. That's right. Hi, I'm Michael Jensen. I'm an Anglican minister here in Sydney, Australia.
I'm Megan Powell-Dutoit. I'm an ordained Baptist minister.
I'm pretty gormless, so I don't really assume anyone thinks anything of me. But I think she probably thought I was an arrogant kid.
I was having a very, very bad day at this gender conference that we went to. And I was actually just explaining how bad the day was to someone. And then I noticed him walking across the room to me. I actually prayed, dear God, no, I cannot cope with a Jensen today. So I actually didn't even want to meet him. But God obviously had different ideas.
Our society has really lost the ability to disagree well. And this is kind of a commonplace. This is an observation that everyone makes. But we live in the era of furious disagreement and just complete misunderstanding of another person. Of all people, and this has affected, I think, the Christian world. And of all people, I think Christians have a chance to do this better.
Because I think if we trust in God, then we don't have to fight all the battles right here, right now, by ourselves. And we are actually freed to act graciously, to act sacrificially.
I thought about this question. I thought, actually, Jesus is pretty zesty. He's pretty zesty in his conversational style, right? So it's a sort of directness about Jesus, and he won't pull his punches.
I think as I was reading something about today, Jesus and the woman at the well.
Mm-hmm.
And he's quite direct, but not direct in a judgmental way or in a way that closes down conversation. Actually, he opens up conversation. So there's honesty and directness, but he's also, the way that I read that, he's very aware of her social context. But when he speaks to leaders, it's sort of a different, religious leaders, you get a very different feel from Jesus.
Or his disciples for being daft, We did an episode on our disagreements about women in the church, women in ministry.
Well, I guess the big thing that was the elephant in the room was that I'm an ordained Baptist female minister. So that sort of perception that he didn't even quite agree with what I was doing with my life was quite a difficult, that's obviously, so it's not just something we disagree on, but it's actually kind of one that's quite central to what I'm doing and who I am. So that's a big difficulty in any relationship, I think. I mean, you navigate that kind of thing in all sorts of relationships and all sorts of issues. And that's a really important thing to be able to navigate, I think. But obviously that's a distancing thing. But working together on the podcast and also with the community that we both lead requires quite a lot of working together and trust. So that's something that we've had to get through and pass to be able to appreciate each other and trust each other.
No one's pretending that there isn't pain or there isn't awkwardness and difficulty, but I think that we were able to do it and still remain friends. And that hadn't been the case in a generation before us. And so I think it was a really important moment. I'm not sure I can say specific things. I think I've just got a more empathetic understanding of Christians who have a different position to me. I think that's what it is. I think I'm much more aware of that.
The impact that one relationship can have, in that I think we've opened each other up to each other's friends. And so, suddenly we're both no longer as much in our echo chambers. Sometimes we change each other's minds.
True.
So slowly, gradually, he doesn't even notice.